Hey, good afternoon. I'm Misbehaving, and the name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. And good afternoon. Hey, Kansas sis. So, unfortunately, I'm going live from my cell phone. Man, I don't know if the devil's working overtime because my internet is acting up. So I said it sounded clear yesterday. So I'll give it a go today. So I had did a video yesterday on hypervigilance, and it was a very good video. I can't remember everything I said in it, and I accidentally deleted it from StreamYard. But anyway, hypervigilance is defined as an elevated state of constantly assessing potential threats around you. In essence, hypervigilance is a biological adaptation to stress. It's your brain's way of trying to keep you out of harm's way by being highly alert and aware of your surroundings. Oftentimes, people that have survived abuse, served in the military during an active combat, um, and even people that have experienced some sort of trauma, whether it be growing up in an unsafe neighborhood where there was a lot of gun violence, witnessing someone's death due to gun violence, and so forth. So, those are all things that can cause a person to be hyper vigilant. I know myself, I do have post traumatic stress disorder and I'm hyper vigilant. And there's varying degrees in which a person can experience this. But my vigilance, it's not to the point where it's debilitating or I'm afraid of everyone or everything. It's just that I'm very cautious and I pay attention. And it would be good for a lot of people to pay attention to their surroundings and not get too comfortable. Like if you're leaving out of your house, before you leave, just make sure you look out the door, outside, out the window, just to make sure there's no one there. As you're walking towards your motor vehicle, make sure that the tires aren't flat. Walk around your vehicle to make sure you don't have a flat tire. And especially as women, we should always keep at least a half tank of gas in our motor vehicles at all time. Know how to not only check our oil, but how to replace the oil. Know how to put air in a tire. Know how to put coolant in the vehicle, and always have a membership to AAA. That's if you can afford it. If you can't, have a brother or a mechanic, or hell, flirt with a mechanic, and they'll teach you how to change your tire. But anyway, in this day and time, we have so many people online, and I myself, I am from Generation X, and I know there are baby boomers online that are, you know, engaging and interacting with people online. But I just want to tell you, just like you would protect yourself in real life, you need to also protect yourself online because a lot of us are not very tech savvy. I can remember um, back when I was younger, remember when we first got internet connection, we would have to plug in the telephone line into our computers. At that time, we didn't have laptops. We had the computers that sat up on the table or the desk. And remember what IBM was like, the hip thing back then. I believe that was the name of the computer company back then. But anyway, we had AOL. So, and then even our cell phones were different. Remember when cell phones first came out? Our cell phones were big. They were like the size of a brick or battery. And the charge on the battery wouldn't even last long. And then when you look at the way cell phones are today, I mean, they're smaller. We can watch shows, we can check our emails, we can take photos, we can do so many things. So for those of us that are not very tech savvy, or we don't have a grandchild, niece, or nephew that can come over and show us how to do things online. Hey, bench thinker, welcome, welcome, and welcome to the other people hanging in the clouds. So, what you want to do online is be careful because a lot of content creators here online, I mean, they're here to fleece you out of your money. So you need to protect your identity. I mean, there are good people here online. I don't want to frighten anyone, but just be cautious because people are going to try to get money out of you, whether it's by force, manipulation, or trying to be nice to you, befriend you so that you'll let your guard down. And then, some people can be so nice to you that they will gather information from you. And this is how people end up getting doxxed. You may meet another subscriber, or you may have a content creator that you like, and then they may ask you, well, when's your birthday? Or they may tell you, oh, my birthday, like I'm an Aries. So, of course, you know, an Aries, you're either born in the month of March or you're born in the month of April. And so you might get comfortable with them and start sharing information. You get comfortable enough, they may tell you, oh, I just closed on a house and I use this company for my mortgage. You're not thinking anything of it because you've been online talking to this person for so long. You may have even gotten comfortable to where you've given them your personal cell phone number where you all are interacting. And then there you go. Now you're sharing even more information about yourself. And people online, they're not going to ask you all these personal questions all at one time. It's a little bit at a time when they do it. I said I would make a video for some of us, because I had to learn this myself, especially with Cash App, because I had to have a younger lady named VS. She also taught me how to change my name on Cash App so people don't have your first and last name. So you can make up a nickname, like you could be Big Booty Judy on Cash App. I could send you some money, and then when you receive the money, you can click and look at the receipt, and it will have your real first and last name. But if you don't have that knowledge, now you have someone that you've been supporting, sending them cash apps to, then eventually down the line, when they get upset with you, they have your real first and last name, and now they can use that as a piece of information to dox you. So if you do have a cash app, you have a family member that's younger than you, or you're not too familiar with Cash App, have them show you how to go in there and edit your real name out and put a fake name in there. So if you do want to donate money to someone, you go ahead and do that. Um, Again, YouTube, once upon a time, it used to be for everyday working people. We were coming on here for entertainment. I just became a content creator within the last, what, it's been 7 months, 8 months. But I've been a subscriber for years, so I would be subscribed to a variety of content creators. And I remember years ago, as far back as 2019, I first started in 2017, like really heavily supporting people, starting in 2017, and it was fun, it was friendly, and people really weren't focused on money like that. And then you had groups of people that just had generous hearts, kind heart, and you're going to want to give to someone that's in need. Now, fast forward to today, 2004, they're letting you know that's all they want is money. I mean, they're coming up with ways to sell you a product. They will sell you an ebook on what to do to how to grow your YouTube channel and so on and so forth. But really, we're supposed to be here entertaining, doing it for fun, and people want to give you money, they will. YouTube will pay content creators, they give them a certain amount. The more videos they do, the more hours they have, the more engagement they have from subscribers, the bigger their YouTube check is. I mean, it's not an astronomical amount, but they're getting paid for that. So be careful. Support who you want to support, but always think, if you have a membership to a content creator and you're sending them a cash app and you're super chatting them anytime they go live, now they're creating a Patreon page and they want you to come over there and support. Ask yourself, why is that? Because oftentimes they're giving you the same information repeatedly. So just let them know they need to pick and choose. Because if you're going to join their membership, why send them a cash app? If you're going to join their Patreon, why join the membership? The memberships are supposed to be a benefit and asset to the subscribers. You're supposed to have access to information that nobody else is privy to. You are paying for the opportunity to have access to exclusive content. Challenge your content creators to come up with new and creative content instead of regurgitating and saying the same thing over and over. That's what YouTube is supposed to be. But I'm not going to stay on here long because I plan on coming on later on tonight, this evening. And that's why I am so upset that I accidentally deleted this daggone video, because I know it was other things I said. Binge thinker. Did I touch on Dr. Heavenly yesterday? Did I mention anything about how I didn't understand the fascination with people wanting to tear down married couples' marriage? I don't know if I had said that yesterday or not, but I know it was a good video and I thought I did. But have you guys noticed that currently everybody's in this rush to use married couples' marriage for entertainment? Bringing out the mistresses and the side dudes. Um, Now they have this active hunt where they're trying to go and find out who Dr. Heavenly's husband, Dr. Damon, was sleeping with. And I don't understand what the fascination with that is. Let that man peace. If his wife is aware and she has no problem, why are you concerned with it? I don't even understand. But you guys, please be safe. Please be vigilant. And I want you to always remember these key things. Pay attention to your environment. I want you to pay attention to a person's body language, their verbal language, as well as their action. Their body language can consist of facial expressions, the way they're standing, the way they may be shifting their body side to side. They may be avoiding eye contact with you, have their arms crossed and folded, or fists clenched. So you have to look, because oftentimes I really don't like talking to people on the telephone, especially like if it's for an interview or something very important. I prefer to sit in front of you and talk to you eye to eye, because I want to see if what you're saying is matching your body language. And not only that, I follow it up with actions, because a lot of times people can talk nice and give the appearance and look nice, but their actions do not support the first two. So pay attention to that. Third, I want you to never doubt that feeling that you have in your stomach or that voice in your head that's telling you that something just isn't right. If something's telling you go ahead and leave, you leave. I know there has been a couple of times, and one story in particular, there was an older couple. And a lady that knew me when I was a young teenager, she now knew me as an adult, as a nurse. And there was this older couple, and the wife was confined to the bed. So they needed assistance. So I would go over and help out. And it was for free, because this was an elderly couple from her church. And all of their adult children live out of town. So I would go over there and I would help them. Well, I ended up going on vacation to come to South Carolina. And I ended up going back home. And I remember while I was in South Carolina, I kept getting a phone call from the older gentleman. And my voice said something, said, I told him I'd be back in town and I would give him a call. So when I get back home, a voice kept telling me to go over to the house and check because he had called a couple of times and I had called. When I got back, I kept calling and he wouldn't answer the phone. It would kept going to voicemail. So this voice said, go over to the house. And I said, no, I'll wait until tomorrow. Well, then tomorrow came and I still had that voice, but I had other pressing things that I needed to do. But that voice, something kept telling me to go over to the house, to go over to the house because he wouldn't answer the phone. And his wife, because she was confined to the bed, um, she wasn't able to answer the telephone and she had some memory impairments. Well, anyway, when I drive over to the house, and I mean the husband, the wife was older than the husband, and if I'm not mistaken, at that time the husband was like in his early 90s. So when I drive over to his house, I see the vehicle parked in a driveway. So I said, "Oh, okay, 'cause they're home." So I'm knocking on the door, nobody answers. I'm ringing the doorbell. Nobody answers. I call the lady that knew me as a young girl, and I told her I could not get a hold of him. And I said, but his car is parked in the driveway. And I told her, I don't have any way to get in, and I'm worried because they're on my mind. I've been calling. And so I told her, I'm about to call 911. She said, go ahead, call 911. And she said she would drive and head over that way because she didn't have any keys either. And all of their children lived out of town. Um, the people come over, and I ended up having to leave because once she arrived, she got to the house at the same time that 911 came to the home. So I told her I had to leave, and I told her, but I would be back. I had an important business matter I had to attend to. So while I'm in the appointment, she gives me a call, and she tells me, Haven, she said they found Mr. Blue, and that's not his last name. I've changed the last name. She said they found Mr. Blue. She said he passed away. And I said, what? She said, yes. So they wanted to know um, when was it, when I called and when did I first come there. So I'm giving them the rundown. And sure enough, they could see on the call log and the voicemail each time I called and left a message to them, but they said that the gentleman must have passed away a couple of hours. I don't know how long, to be honest with you, prior to me getting there, but it wasn't as if um, rigor mortis had set in. Um, and it just tore me up. It just tore me up, and I was crying because I said that voice kept telling me to go, and I put it off. And maybe had I gone the day before, um, he would still be alive. So, never ignore that voice telling you or that feeling in your stomach. Just follow it. But always be safe when you're out and about, and try to protect yourself when you're here online on YouTube, because everybody's not evil and everybody's not bad. And you have a lot of good people here on YouTube, but you have those that they're only out here to use and abuse you. So anyway, you guys, that's all I wanted to tell you. I want you to believe nothing you hear and half of what you see, because a lot of times the things that people do don't match up to what they say. And oftentimes everybody is putting forth their representative. But anyway, I'm Misbehaving. The name of this channel is Misbehaving is Fun, where I talk about real people, real problems, and real drama. You guys have a beautiful day. I'll be back tonight. I believe at it'll either be 6:30, but I was thinking about 9:30 p.m. because I wanted to get some of my West Coast folks to be able to attend a live, and I know some of them will be in traffic driving home from work. And then if you're part of the Generation X baby boomer gang, honey, 9 o'clock is our bedtime. We winding down. We winding down, baby. We winding down. But anyway, y'all be safe in these YouTube streets. Because ain't nobody mad but the devil. And if you find yourself being mad at anything that Misbehaving had to say, baby, chances are the devil are you. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.